Welcome to the Web2Print introduction. This is a brief introduction into VPress Web2Print. What we have here is a login page for a standard Web2Print system. These pages can be personalized in any number of different ways for different brands. There is also another kind of Web2Print in regards to B2C. However, this is something I'm not going to concentrate on today. I'm going to concentrate on the B2B. So, from the screen in front of you, I'm now going to enter a basic Web2Print system with username and details. Once we've gained entry into the Web2Print system, we can see there's a number of key features that are visible. On the left-hand side, you've got an expandable menu with different features, including home, recently ordered items that have been placed by the user, favourites of that user, reports that the user has access to, digital asset manager, which becomes part of the system, and request for quote. Moving along the top, you can see the system can be branded in colours, logos and themes. Moving along until we get to the user credentials and details here, where we can select the user and change things like passwords and manage their downloads. We have the option to manage currencies, a shopping cart, help and to log out. The whole site can be branded in a number of different ways, and indeed different categories could be selected to show different iconography throughout the site. For the purpose of this brief demonstration, I'm going to go straight into stock products. From stock products, I'm going to look to see what is available, and I'm going into non-stock products to show that we have a diverse range of products available. Here, the user can toggle their view, either a list format, where it is very eBay, Amazon-esque, and they can see the products in a list, or they can have a grid format if that's easier to view. The system can be viewed on any mobile device, any tablet, PC or Mac. Is completely SaaS based. Here I'm going to go into a particular product. The product will load on the screen and the information relating to the product will appear. First we can see it's a VPress Crofton Colorback rucksack 22 litre and I've got a price there. As I scroll down, I've got the option here to see further details. Through right to the images, the quantity here, and at the bottom of the page I've also got a price that I can add to basket. I can scroll through different images in order to view the product. And when I know exactly what I want to order, I can come into the quantity box and I can select the quantity I want. The price is amended with any incremental discount as need be, and the stock is managed there. I'm now going to add that item to my basket, where I can see there's another item that's already been ordered. I'm going to remove this item from a previous demonstration, so I've just got the one single product there. Moving on, I'm going to go back to the home page. I'm going to go back into stock products, and within stock products, I'm going to look at printed stock. One of the key features about CodePrint is it can manage the actual quantities of products, so certain users can only call off the numbers that have been allocated to them. Here, I've got an NCR pad, comes in a pack of 20. I've got 44,765 in stock. I'm going to order 20 packs of 20 and add that to basket. The system will manage how much stock allocation each user can have. I'm now going to go back to the home page and I'm going to go into stationery. From within stationery, I'm going to look at a business card, and here I've got one for Robertson Thompson Financial Company. I'm going to create a new business card. The details upon the card can be entered automatically by the user coming in, but here I've just got a form fill. So I'm going to create it for myself. And as I go through, the card will then populate, maintaining the rules of the brand on the actual artwork. From a drop down, I'm going to select Managing Partner and I'm going to select Dubai. And all the relevant information will now be entered onto the card. The telephone numbers and contact details have a prefix and a number formatting option there, which I can go and enter because I've got permission to do so. As I come down here, I'm just going to enter an email address and a mobile phone number. Now both of those fields will now be entered onto the actual proof, and it always preserves the integrity of the data. So the fields are in the correct position, in the correct format, as you would expect. It's also brought in the regulatory detail down here that I can review. Now this business card is a double-sided business card, so I'm going to scroll and see the reverse of the card where the card is transliterated into Arabic. These are now editable fields, and should I have my keyboard map to support Arabic, they can be entered. But what this does show is the business card can support data from left to right to left. So it can support any format of language. I'm going to go back to the front of the actual business card once again. I'm now going to save it, and I'm going to call this the Srini Demo 123. I can now save multiple versions of the business card. I could attach a spreadsheet to it if I want to. And I have some navigation here. I've already seen moving from page 1 to 2. I can change my view if I want to. I can request a PDF, or I could do a hard refresh of the screen. I'm actually just going to click on the PDF option, and I can see the front and back of the business card in a print ready optimized PDF. There is no crop or bleed. These are applied at production, and there is a watermark, which in itself is also a variable. I'm now going to order that business card. The system will take me to another page where I can select the quantity and any additional options as needed. So I can see there £27.50 is my currency because I'm here in the UK. It will default to whatever currency has been selected. Here I've got 250 gram. I can pick quality for 300 gram. It's advising me that there's a price difference, and I can also have lamination on one side. So it's giving me a breakdown of that. As I move down here, I've got the quantity. I can select 250, and that price now has increased to £210. I can add that to my basket, and that will now reside with my other items as I saw just before. So as I'm going back, I'm going to go back to the home page before I check out my order. And I said this was a basic introduction to corporate Web2Print. Just going to look at one further item here. And I've got a range of different templates for different kinds of products that are available. As I scroll down here, I've actually got a health poster here that is using a dynamic editor. So I'm clicking on that as a poster, and I'm going to create a new poster. Before we saw the form fill template, this dynamic editor loads within the browser and allows me to drag and drop my text. So straight away, I can still click on the actual artwork and type, knowing that the system will always enforce the correct brand rules. Here I can change the variable. If I want to change the background color, I can do so because it's been identified in the palette the different colors. So the template is actually set up within another part of the system, and then all the rules can be managed. Even things like the date at the bottom here can be set in a date picker to ensure that it's always correct in the correct format. And again, I can change that color, or I can change the font or the alignment if I've got permission to do so. I mentioned briefly before about the Digital Asset Manager. I can of course click on an image. I can change the opacity of that image if I want to, or within brand, I can change the vertical or the horizontal alignment. Or what I can do is I can click on select image. I can go into the DAM, and the DAM will allow me to upload or select another image for that document. I'm going into Dynamic Editor Health Staff. I'm going to review what images I've got. I'm selecting this image of Dr. Jenkins. It's already optimized. The system will pre-flight this as an image going into the template. Here it's on a transparency, but it's also the correct aspect ratio and DPI. I've got various details here that are recorded. I'm selecting that image and I'm bringing that into my document. I can drag and drop that image further over if I want to, but it will always preserve the integrity of the actual template. I can just confirm what color I want on the background. I've got a nice dark red there. I can see a PDF at any time, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to save that. So let me just call that Srini Demo 124. I'm going to save that item. Once it's been saved, I can order at any time. I can make more edits if I want to, but I'm actually just going to place this item into my basket. Of course, I need to fill in the quantity. So the proof now has been completed. So we've exited the dynamic editor. These are £12.99 each. I've got options here to go to full screen if I need to. As I scroll down at the bottom, I can order between 1 and 20. I'm going to order 25, and you can see it's amended the price at the bottom. I'm now going to add that to my basket. I'm going to check my order out. The system can record all the details of the particular user. Here I'm coming in as a new user, client PO, cost center, charge number. It doesn't make any difference. All of this can be managed within the system. We can force an alphanumeric number formatting formula in there. I can drop in a telephone number. Here I can have an address book of my approved addresses for my brand. I can even put a post-it note in here. And I can check out the order. We can, of course, have a payment gateway here, so we can take a credit card payment if need be, but this is on invoice only, so order number 1120 has now actually been completed. Corporate Web2Print doesn't just stop there. I can, of course, go into the order report. I can review 1120. I can look down here and I can see each line item within the order has now been saved within the system. I can search, I can filter, I can review. Each line item there has its own order line ID and its own status, so I can support a diverse supply chain with different suppliers in different areas printing different items. I can chronologically search my report for any time frame. I can update that with further filtering, and I can export that to Microsoft Excel. So this has been a brief introduction for Corporate Web2Print. I'd like to thank you for your time today. And should you require any more information or a more in-depth presentation, then please just get in touch.